I want to go on, make a small video about this Carmelo Anthony thing. Um, this is serious. Um, I want to go over some laws in Texas that black folks got to start um, paying attention to. This is really serious. I don't want to seem like the villain here, but black folks, um, just people in general, not only black, white, Mexican. You, this right here, you can't take. We're gonna go backwards here. Um, the knife. You can't take a knife to school, point blank. Um, you can't take a knife to school to protect yourself at all. You got to put them hands up, and you got to uh, fight, or you got to walk away. Carmelo Anthony should have walked away. Carmelo Anthony should have never had this knife. I'm not. I'm not saying that the other Metcalf boy they shouldn't have gotten. He should have approached Carmelo Anthony, but like I said, I think this is all over female. I really do. This one that's showing the phones and the videos stuff like that. I think this is all over female. I think he was visiting that girl under the tent or somebody under the tent, and he was over there. It was sort of flirting with them girls, and something went down. So I think that's what's going on. But that's besides the point. You can't take a knife to school. Right here, the status of the knife. You were engaged in criminal activity. Bringing a knife to school property. Bring a knife onto school property is a felony. You can't do that. I'm not going to go into too much of this today. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on it, and I'm going to let it rest. There are laws out here to protect people at school, and there are laws to protect um, public property. There's laws to protect students. There's laws to protect teachers. There's laws to protect law-abiding citizens. At this time, Carmelo had a knife in his bag. Don't know if it was a knife. Don't know what it was. All I know is they recovered a knife. Status of the knife, you were engaged in criminal activity. So Carmelo Anthony had that knife. I'm not sure that any of the students could have had a knife. Any of them could have had weapons. We don't know that, but no search was done. But he was caught with a knife. All right. So under this code, Daniel Brown is irrelevant. Do I think that Carmelo Anthony he's fighting for his standards ground? Sure, any young man would do that. Do I have to? He had the right to fight. Yeah, he had the right to stand his ground. They're young boys. We always got into fights in high school. But the thing that convicted Carmelo Anthony was having a knife. People don't understand. Carmelo Anthony had a knife in his backpack. Was it a knife? Was it there something from the track field? I don't know. Don't do anything. I'm just speculating. Allegedly, all these things going on to the. I don't know. Maybe it's more to come out in the truth. But if he had a knife, that's why this is what convicted Carmelo Anthony right here. Status of the knife. You're engaged in criminal activity. Bring a knife into the school property is a felony. This is the code. This is what the statutes in Texas. That's what I said. A lot of you black parents, mother, father, white mother and father, Mexican mother and father. These are the lessons to learn. Hispanic, Asians, any race, any human being, do not take a weapon to school. You can't take a weapon inside the store. You can't take a weapon to work. You can't take a weapon. You can't take these things to different areas. These parents need to start having these kids to read over the law to understand what they're going through. They gotta start checking phones. You gotta start checking the damn fucking backpacks. You gotta start checking the lockers. You gotta start to make sure they don't get no criminal activity. So all the kids that's coming up, this is what convicted Carmelo Anthony right here. Status of the knife, you were engaged in criminal activity. Bringing a knife onto school property is a felony. Felony is called criminal activity. Criminal activity removes you from stand your ground under the statutes. Status of the knife, possession of a prohibited weapon on school grounds. This is a legal status. This is the legal statute, not an intent. Why statute matters more than intent. Penal Code 9-32 says deadly force, self-defense applies only if you do not provoke, you do not escalate, you do not engage in criminal activities. The law does not ask, why do you bring a knife? The law does not ask, why you scared? The law does not ask, why you bully? The law does not, why you using it? These are more intent questions. Were you committing a crime and mostly deadly force was used? This is the statutes questions. What is the statutes of the knife? Here's the exact definitions. Carmelo Anthony's possession of a prohibited weapon of the school. Carmelo Anthony was in possession of a prohibited weapon on school property, which is a felony under Texas law. If Carmelo Anthony doesn't have that knife or whatever the fuck he was using, he does not get arrested. He does not go to jail. He does not get 35 years. Point blank. Yes, he had a right to stand his ground. If Carmelo Anthony leaves a knife inside the backpack, does not reach, fight the Metcalf boys straight on, he's sitting at home today. Even if the Metcalf boy even if one of them would have fell down, they got hit in the jaw, fell down, and hit his head on the bleachers, or fell down anywhere, or even if any of the fights that would have happened, anybody would have fell down, a blow to the head, anything like that. That was act of self-defense. If anybody would have died or anybody got hurt, Carmelo Anthony would have got there, but everybody would have got suspended. What got Carmelo Anthony convicted was him carrying a knife onto school ground. These are statutes to protect human beings because we make dumb decisions. We do not parent our kids. We do not check their phones. We do not do the right things to respect the law. I'm not saying everything that the law did was professional. But they did their best ability job. They did it. and they did their best. But we as black people and white people and all different races, we failed these young teenagers. We failed them. We don't have we have no control of their actions, but we have failed them because everything has put before them. We have not corrected yet, and we still got work to do. The system is there to protect. Yes, uh, was this a harsh sentence? Yes. Do I think that he should get 35 years? No, I don't think he should get 35. I think he should get anywhere from 10 to anywhere from 2 to 10 years or 2 to 15 years. Yes, I think that. Does he have right to an appeal? Yes, he's going to get an appeal. But this is what convicted Carmelo Anthony. This is what convicted Carmelo Anthony. It's not about intent, it's about statutes. The law doesn't care why he had the knife. The law doesn't care about that he had the knife. I'm sorry, the law only cares that he had the knife. The single fact put him in a criminal category. That criminal category moved him from a legal protection. His self-defense claim was crippled before the fight even started. I keep telling you, black folks, and you people out there, teach your kid the law. If a kid has a weapon or a gun or anything, you gotta protect them, man. You gotta get that shit away from them. You gotta do that. That's all I'm gonna say about this thing today. More to come out. Don't know if I'm gonna make another video. All I know was if you break the law like this and kill another human being, kids don't want to put their hands up. They don't want to fight no more. They want to kill and get out. I'm not saying everything was done the right way or the wrong way. All I'm saying is what I'm saying. Kid was stabbed in the chest, and Carmelo ran away from the scene. If Carmelo stabs him and sit there and wait till the police get there, then he would have got a leaner sentence. You heard me. Carmelo stabbed the kid. If he would have stood right there and tried to aid help to this young man, he probably would have got a lighter sentence. But I'm not saying any of that never happened. But you cannot have a weapon in your backpack. And that's why he got convicted. Damn the videotape. Damn the cell phones. Damn all that shit. Maybe somebody got a cell phone that can show us. Some kid got a cell phone that's right there recording. Maybe some teachers are right there recording. People that was coming up that was telling you what happened. Maybe got a lot of witness statements. Maybe some more stuff will come out. But what got him convicted was that damn bringing that knife on school grounds. Let's go backwards. And that's what they focus on in this trial. The self-defense was, and he was protecting himself. Penal code based on the statute. The law says deadly force, self-defense applies only if you do not provoke it, you do not escalate it. You are not engaged in criminal activities. Right here, criminal activities. Carmelo Anthony, engaged in criminal activity status is not intent. If you bring a knife to school, you're enough engaged in a criminal activity. Even if you bought it for protection, your intent does not matter. Even if you were scared, your intent does not matter. Even if you never plan to use it, your intent does not matter. The law looks only at statutes at the moment. That got him convicted right there. So all I'm saying on this thing, man, y'all gotta start teaching your kids right. Y'all gotta start teaching your kids respect the law. Y'all gotta start telling your kids to read the statutes and apply their lives towards the statute. Y'all got to start respecting the law. Quit doing dumb shit out here. You know, and as a kid growing up, I did dumb shit. A lot of y'all did dumb shit, and we just gotta do right. We gotta do right by our kids. We gotta stop having this slave mentality. We can't live like savages, slave days long time ago. The master let you go after slavery, and then we have the slave mentality, as in, our kids don't have a right to express themselves. The internet is raising the kids, the cell phone is raising the kids. We're raising our kids no more. We're gonna charge our kids, and they continue to do criminal things out here. So, the law is there to protect somebody who wants to abide by the law. We have a hard time abiding by law, but it's set in place. If you break these rules, you break these laws, you're gonna get punished. And that's all I'm saying on that, you know. So, but that's what got Carmelo his time, and maybe I'll chime on this later on down the line. But for right now, he got to sit and he got to think about what he did. Yeah, have a good night. Peace.